Hello and welcome to Fantasy Author Reacts. I am your fantasy author for the day, Jacob Penrod, and today I am also your author with bipolar disorder, type 1, which is similar to the type manifested that, well, I just botched that sentence. It's the same kind of bipolar that Diana has in Next to Normal. Although, with the developments of the last sequence, I'm starting to think that she's got something more going on than just bipolar, and that there's comorbidities there. I'm interested to see it. Devastated, very devastated. I will likely be crying again very soon. It got to me last time. We're not even halfway through, and I don't know what happens at the halfway point. That tends to be a really powerful gut punch, and I don't know what it's gonna be, but I know I'm gonna hate it. So, I mean, I am absolutely loving this musical so far. So don't get me wrong, but let's just jump into it and talk about both of the writing side of things and the bipolar side of things. Here we go. Wahoo!
When she gets like this, she's useless. Can't use the phone, can't drive, can't.
Well, I bet she's got great pills.
Oh, you would think so. You would think so. So I already have stuff to comment on. First off, yeah, like you do get kind of useless, both when you're manic, if you're severely manic, and when you're depressed. Like both sides of it. There have been times where I spend 17 hours on my back, just unable to make myself get out of bed. And I know a lot of people have depression, know what I'm talking about. Like it's just it's hard. Like I've had thoughts the house could be on fire right now and I would not physically be able to make myself move, just like that level, and everything goes out the window. And then with the manic side of things, like you can't drive for so many reasons if you're actively manic, especially if there's psychotic features, but even if it's just like the impulsivity and the recklessness that comes with mania and the lack of judgment, it makes it really dangerous. And then using your phone, I think this is set before smartphones. But like you can call and escalate or damage relationships or buy things. Like it really shuts you down, and the family kind of has to rally around helping stabilize. And then as far as having great pills, like you'd think so, but they suck. Oh, they're the worst. Um, like he's trying to help her feel better. It's a fun joke. But oh gosh, you don't know.
I mean, not that I would go there. That stuff's inorganic.
Inorganic.
Totally in a.
I mean, I guess it's common for people to have benzodiazepines, or at least not uncommon. So maybe he's not thinking through this deep.
Effective, apparently.
Know me?
Oh,
I'm old school. A dying breed.
so she sees them as totally ineffective, and in some ways it can really feel like that, and sometimes they are. That's the truth of it. Sometimes they are. I'm a big believer in medication to treat it, but everyone's experience is different. Like everyone's got their own flavor of bipolar.
You see, all the preppies and the jocks, they're raiding their parents' medicine cabinets. They're popping Xanax and snorting Adderall.
Really?
But me, I'm the master of the lost art of making a pipe out of an apple.
He's
Yeah.
so dorky.
You're the MacGyver of pot.
She keeps every time she looks at the camera, I just hear Abed going, "Please don't jim the camera," from Community. I may have already said that, but it just reminds me.
You promise this'll help?
No. What?
Superboy and the Invisible Girl, son of steel and daughter of air. He's a hero, a lover, a prince. She's not there.
So, and we've seen this, how she's kind of overlooked. Like we saw in the first song that Diana sees her genius, but thinks of her as a freak, at least when she's manic, which I don't want to say don't hold things people say when they're manic against them, because I mean it is them, but also like they're not thinking through everything. Still though, narratively, like she's been positioned as second fiddle, and it's so hard. There was a time, one of my biggest fears is just how my disorder is going to affect my ability to parent. And I do my absolute best, but this one time I was looking for a support group, and I found like the subreddit, and it was uh bipolar parents or something like that, and I was like, this is exactly what I need, support. And it was just nothing but children of people with bipolar talking about how difficult their lives are because of this. um that sucked to find. It was scary, but I mean, it's important to realize the effect. Like, um, Natalie is experiencing something common enough for there to be a subreddit dedicated to it.
Superboy and the Invisible Girl, everything a kid ought to be. He's immortal, forever alive, then there's me.
Oh, so he's immortal, forever alive. Because if he's a delusion, he's not going anywhere. I am confused about the inclusion of such a strong and persistent hallucination that seems to persist outside of the episodes. Just because this has been such a pitch perfect representation of bipolar so far, and that's a deviation. And the showrunners, the people who wrote it, have got to know that. So I suspect that, I think his name was Gabe. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I think it was Gabe. Um, he, he might. I'm trying to balance his inclusion, because from a bipolar perspective, it doesn't make a ton of sense. And like I said, everyone's got their own flavor of bipolar. But from a narrative perspective, I think he is representing uh, Diana's illness, or at least her mental emotional landscape in some way, while also being a genuine hallucination. Um, but I mean, the more, if they lean into that narrative element harder instead of the accuracy to the bipolar experience, I could respect it narratively. And to be honest, I would be a little disappointed just seeing the representation muddied a little bit. But I mean, it's their story to do whatever they want with, and I don't want to preemptively guess anything.
I wish I could fly and magically appear and disappear. I wish I could fly. I'd fly far away from here. Superboy and the Invisible Girl.
And Diana is just out of it. Like, episodes can take a lot out of you. But this is just a beautiful extended metaphor for what it's like to be in her shoes. Oh, this show does such a good job capturing this whole experience.
He's the one you wish would appear. He's your hero, forever your son. He's not here. I am here.
Ah, the tears. So she can't take it. She's confronting her, but now is not the time to confront her. But also at the same time, like, it's so impossible, because Diana's in an episode. She's having a medical emergency right now. She needs to be hospitalized, and the whole family can't just push pause on their needs and taking care of themselves every time that comes up. Caregiver burnout is such a real thing, and it's so common in any kind of persisting illness. Um, like, now definitely isn't the time for Natalie to do this, and I also can't blame her even the tiniest bit.
That's not true. You're our little pride son. He's not here. I am here. That's not true. You're our little pride and joy, our perfect plan. You know I love you.
Oh.
I love you as much as I can.
Oh, what a devastating thing to say. But I get what she means. Like, when I'm a parent who has bipolar disorder. I've got two little ones, and I love them with everything that I am. And sometimes what I am isn't a lot. Uh, a lot of times I feel hollowed out. Um, and oh wow, that's such a hurtful thing to say, but she's fully manic right now, and she's still saying it. It's it's hard because it's her, but it's not. Oh, Natalie.
Take a look at the invisible girl. Here she is, clear as the day. Please look closely and find her before she fades away. Superboy.
Yeah, and then you have the agitation of Diana here because like she's in an emergency. She's not going to respond the way you need her to. You have to treat the bipolar before you can find the person a lot of times. Um, I look at Gabe, that smug face, smiling at it all. He's the villain of this, isn't he? Well, the villain, I think, is the disorder, but I think he's representing that.
Invisible girl, son of steel and daughter of air. He's a hero, a lover, a prince. She's not there. She's not there. She's not there.
Oh, and I've had times like that where I'm on the floor grabbing my ears curled up because when you're manic, everything is just so stimulating, and it's so easy to get overstimulated emotionally and physically and sensory, and like you can just shut down and freak out and then do or say things you regret, like we're seeing here.
She's not there.
Oh, and then Natalie has the pot. Okay. So that represents like a turning point for her, I think. I think narratively, it's less about it being a big deal that she has weed right now and more about this being a breaking point for the character. I mean, look, they have her in a Sesame Street shirt. But, oh, as worried as I am for Natalie, Diana's having a medical emergency, and like you kind of got a triage, but at the same time, how unfair is that? And that's the entire premise of the song.
Let's not get discouraged. All right, we'll find a doctor who can treat you without the drugs. All right, there is someone out there for you.
And like there are ways to manage it. Treat sounds stronger than how it feels. Manage it without drugs, but like you're playing with fire, at least in my case. And there are things that can help beyond just the daily medication, like some kind of magnet brain stimulation, I don't know what it's called, or electroconvulsive therapy, both of which are safe and effective. And then there's ketamine infusions that help me, at least, with suicidality, but those have their own risks. And like there are things you can do, but the medication, you can't just dump it out. But I mean, I understand Dan's perspective. He's trying to meet her where she's at, but she's at a place that's not stable.
In the depression forums, they say it's like dating. You know, you have to keep going until you find the right match.
They have depression forums.
Yeah, and this doctor is supposed to be fantastic, like a real rock star. 3 different women at work gave me his name.
3 women at work know I'm nuts.
That's so hard, because like how is he not supposed to talk about what's going on in his life? Because he carries it to work, and like it's a hard balance to respect the privacy of your loved one while also needing to be a human who feels things and talks to people.
Diana, this way, please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so there's some
What did you just say?
psychosis.
I said, welcome. I'm Dr. Madden. Have a seat. It's nice to meet you. Let's get it on now, baby!
Okay, yeah, so she is, I think, in psychosis and having hypersexuality. But I mean, it takes a long time to recover fully from a manic episode, even if she's out of it. Whoever's editing this, whether it's me or my wife, put up a statistic of about how long it takes, like a recovery timeline for mania, because it's longer than you would think.
Excuse me, what?
I said, let's get started. Are you nervous, Diana?
I am a little, a bit out of breath. Tingly, actually. Now you go.
Let's start by getting to know each other a bit. Psychotherapy and medication work best in tandem, but we can try the first alone and see how far we get.
So psychotherapy is so helpful, especially because it helps you understand your own, like your own triggers and your own patterns and things like that. Like apart from just emotional processing, there's also like the education side of it and just getting to know yourself. And it's been so helpful for me at the very least.
Why don't you tell me? Baby, what's your history? Where'd you go and who'd you see?
Wow. These are some intense hallucinations that I think is being done for a narrative effect. I have never been that in psychosis to where I'm having my therapist sing at me.
History. Okay. I was diagnosed bipolar, 16 years ago.
So first off, I really am curious about what she's about to say. But making it 16 years is huge. Like, it's easy to see her at a low point here and be like, she's really struggling and going through it, because she is. But like when it's such a fight, like being diagnosed and having your diagnosis for 16 years, you're a step ahead. If you have a diagnosis, you have tools to work with. Like, that's a huge achievement. She should be proud of that.
But it turned out bipolar didn't totally cover it.
Often the best we can do is put names to collections of symptoms. It's possible bipolar has more in common with schizophrenia than depression.
Yeah, when I was young,
wonder-
my mother called me high-spirited. She
Yeah.
would know. She was so high.
And it often goes undiagnosed, because there's so many things it can cross over into. But yeah, there is, even with like ADHD, there's crossover, or depression and OCD and autism and schizophrenia. Like, there's this huge, or borderline personality disorder. Like, there's this huge cluster of things, and they all kind of look at each other. And so it's frustrating as a patient to be like, well, just tell me what's wrong with me. But it's not that simple. Yeah.
Spirited, they banned her from the PTA.
Sometimes we have a predisposition to illness, but actual onset is often triggered by some traumatic event.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Like, I'm not gonna get into traumatic events in my life, but that's kind of how it was for me, where I had what I think was my first manic episode when I was 16, and I ended up in the hospital. And that was right after a very traumatic event. And then it really kind of came into full force when I was like 22 or 23, which is closer to the average age of onset for adults, I believe. I was surprised at how late the onset is when I learned the statistic. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's a mix of predisposition and events that can trigger and exacerbate it.
Look, I never know what to say when I have to go over all this. It starts to sound like some story I tell about some other person entirely.
Why don't you tell me about the last time you truly felt happy?
That's a loaded question.
Were you happy when you got married?
Yeah, I thought I was.
There's a difference between being happy and just thinking that you're happy?
Oh, most
Well-
people who think they're happy just haven't thought about it enough.
Well, that's devastating. But also that's getting at an undercurrent of what it's like to live with bipolar, where you're like, I feel great. Am I actually happy, or am I getting sick? And It's really hard looking at happy moments or big decisions in my life. Like, was that all me? And for a long time, I was grappling with, where does this start and where do I end? Like, what's the difference between me and the bipolar? And I think I've sort of drifted toward it being not a useful distinction. Like, the fact is, it's just part of me and it informs what I do, but rarely does it feel like it takes over. But I've had those exact thoughts. Oh, oh, the writing is just so well informed so far.
Most people who think they're happy are actually just stupid.
Oh,
I see. Were you happy when your son was born?
ooh, that's loaded.
My son.
Tell me about him.
About my son.
Why is he still around? Who is he?
So, those are kind of like aggressive questions compared to what I've been asked about times when I'm really symptomatic. Because I believe she's still like acutely in mania. So I am curious about that, but oh, I'm so curious about her son. Gosh, okay. And I appreciate that they also said it's not just bipolar. Like, that doesn't fully cover it, because like that shows it is all a spectrum. And I think these intense hallucinations were done intentionally.
What is he?
I am what you want me to be, and I'm your worst fear.
Oh.
You'll find it in me. Come closer. Come closer.
Where does he come from, do you think?
So that's interesting. Is this his song while she's describing it? Is this a villain song?
I am more than memory. I am what might be. I am mystery. You know me. So show me. When I appear, it's not so clear if I'm a simple spirit or I'm flesh and blood.
Oh, and that line too is impactful. Like, you can't always tell a difference. But this is fascinating because it's using tonal contrast, I think, to represent how I almost called her Rihanna. How Diana experiences this, where it's a very upbeat song so far, but I think this is a villain song. And I think that's getting into how she experiences him as like a grounding, anchoring force that she clearly finds comfort in, but he's not there.
But I'm alive, I'm so clear if I'm a simple spirit or I'm flesh and blood. But I'm alive, I'm so alive, and I feed on the fear that's behind your eyes. And I need you to need me, it's no surprise. I'm alive, I'm so alive, I'm alive.
4 times a
Oh, so I feel like he is. I feel like he is kind of standing in as a representation of her bipolar itself, which seems to be something on the schizophrenia spectrum as well, but also just like intense traumatic grief that he's representing here. And that refrain, I'm alive, or that chorus, I assume, it kind of gets at how like you think it's gone, but it comes back because it's a cycle, and you hate it, but you need it, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to other people. Gosh. Okay, so 4 times a week. That's a lot, isn't it?
week? It's a lot, isn't it?
It's what the doctor recommended.
What is
This
it?
is never going to get better, is it? He's never going away.
I don't know, Natalie.
You know, this is one of those moments where you could just be a typical parent and lie. Say yes.
Yes.
Ah, thanks.
So I think it's therapy 4 times a week. I mean, after a manic episode, that's what you got to do. I am so grateful for a psychiatrist I had after my last manic episode. Things were really tight financially, and like, it was serious enough. He did free of charge. I'm getting emotional just how moving it was. But like, he did free of charge appointments for like 2 months. which isn't typical. And he was just very supportive, and that can make such a difference. Like, sometimes you do need to go a lot because it's a life-threatening thing. But that's so hard on everyone else.
That's comforting.
And it might not
I
get
am
better.
flame and I am fire. I am destruction, decay, and desire. I'll hurt you.
You know, Natalie,
I'll heal you.
it's not all about your comfort.
Oh, there's so much to unpack here. Okay, so he's using these metaphors that are really smartly crafted from a writing perspective. Flame and fire, which are things that warm, but are also things that destroy, and they provide life and they take away. And if that's not bipolar, I don't know what is. Like, well, I guess bipolar, but like it's so it's so hard to describe the allure of something that's objectively dangerous like that, unless you've lived it. And especially if that's tied directly to her grief. Ironically, knowing that Gabe is, I wish I knew if I was getting his name right. But knowing that he's a hallucination or some kind of delusion actually makes this a little bit emotionally easier for me to watch, because I relate to it a little tiny bit less. But yeah, and then we got Natalie and Dan talking about how, like, it's not always about you, and like, that's true when you have a family member and a loved one in a life-threatening emergency. It can't be, but also it can't not be forever. And what do you do when their life is nothing but emergencies? And I'm asking all these questions, but there's no good answers other than just keep going, which isn't a good answer.
I'm your wish, your dream come true, and I am your darkest nightmare too. I've shown you
It's about helping your mother.
I owe you.
Oh, so he's, she says, as always, oh, there's so much to unpack in this. First off, neither of them see or recognize him. And part of me, like the bipolar part, sees, yes, this is a delusion. Why would they? Narratively, I wonder if that's also them just not fully recognizing the weight and the grief that Diana's carrying. And yeah, it's about your mother, as always. Like I just said, I won't repeat myself too much, but like, what are you supposed to do? It's gotta be so hard.
Always.
And though you made me, you can't change me. I'm the perfect stranger who knows you too well. And I'm alive.
That line confuses me, though you made me. I have been hearing this fully as a metaphor for him singing on behalf of the illness, but I think, like, you don't make bipolar. And so I think that line, at the very least, if not this whole thing, is also doubling as literally Gabe singing.
I'm alive, I am so alive, and I'll tell you the truth if you let me try. You're alive, I'm alive, and I'll show you why. I'm alive.
Oh, this is menacing.
I'm so alive. I'm alive.
And he's just getting up in the face of everyone, and that's what mental illness is like. I had a psychiatrist once take issue with the term mental illness when I used it to describe myself, and I don't know if that's not the preferred term anymore or what the issue was there. So I am using it to describe bipolar disorder, but use what you feel is appropriate. Like that's what it can be like. And he's even like taunting the audience, it feels like. And what's so scary is you look at this and you think, wow, how rare is that? Like, someone to have it as bad as Diana. And while she's definitely on a severe end of the spectrum, it seems 1 to 2% of the population has bipolar disorder. It's speculated, or I say speculated, it's researched. And like, that's not a lot of people, but that's not a lot of people. Like, statistically, look at this number, take off a couple, or look at the number of views on this video, take off a couple of zeros, and somewhere around there, that's a number of people who have bipolar who have just seen this video. Whether or not they know it.
I'm alive.
Valium, Xanax.
Those are the pills that Henry was talking about. That makes more sense. Was that first one Risperidone? I had such a bad reaction to that.
What the heck?
And like, this isn't just emotional spiraling when she's taking these pills. I mean, it is, but narratively, from a character standpoint, this is like the first time that she's breaking, it seems like. And we've seen this pressure build the entire musical that she's going to break. So she really has kind of hit a turning point with this latest manic episode where she just feels unseen. And so she's like, fine, I'll act out if you're not going to see me. And I think it's more complicated than just angst. Like, obviously there's so much pain going on, but wow. Oh, that's going to be habit forming. And then it's not going to be there when Diana needs it.
I'm alive, I'm right behind you. You say forget, but I'll remind you. You can try to hide, you know that I will find you.
Oh, he's so creepy. He's so creepy. Also, like, just look at how he's performing this song, the way he's moving. It's high energy, but it's also literally just dominating the whole stage. And like systematically or systemically, I don't know what word I'm looking for, kind of spreading through everything. Upstairs, downstairs, the audience, the cameras, each character, like, it gets everywhere.
'Cause if you won't grieve me, you won't leave me behind.
Let's say he's 18 now. Isn't that when kids move out? Is it
So, I'll let him finish the line.
the time to let him go?
So there's a few things. I want to talk about, if you won't grieve me, you won't leave me behind. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, narratively, I see what they're doing, but it almost narratively, it seems like they're positioning Gabe as a combination of illness and grief, and so it makes sense. Like, if you're not taking time to really confront what's happening, you're not going to be able to work through this. But I don't love how that, this is going to sound pessimistic, I don't love how that positions severe and persistent mental illnesses as something that can be beaten rather than endured, because that kind of gives a false hope. And like, you can endure it, you can manage it, you can thrive even, but I wouldn't say you can leave it behind. But narratively, I think this is talking both from a grief angle and also from a perspective of the stories we tell ourselves, which is like, it does feel like, here's something that if I can just do this, maybe things will be better, and it's not always that way. Then I was also going to talk about Dr. I think Madden, his line of questioning. Like I said, I haven't had delusions strong enough that they need to be confronted in therapy that are that persisting. But like, if it's a true clinical delusion, from my limited understanding, I don't think you're going to be able to reason her out of it. Like, I don't think that's the go-to tactic, but also, this is a different time. So I'm not sure how accurate that is or how inaccurate that is. It's just something I noticed. And those knives in the background are really stressing me out.
No, I'm alive, I am so
Oh,
alive.
that was fascinating choreography. They both reach out their hand, the psychologist and Gabe, and she takes Gabe's hand.
If you climb on my back, then we both can fly. If you try to deny me, I'll never die. I'm alive, so alive. I'm alive.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Wow. He killed it, that performer. Like, that was amazing. maybe the most unsettled I've ever been by a villain song in any media. Because oh my goodness, it was just jam packed with things to unpack.
It's been 4 weeks, and
Okay.
I'd like to try something new today.
So if it's 4 weeks, she's probably not acutely manic anymore. There are episodes that can last that long, but it's not as common, from my understanding. I think the longest I've ever been manic is like a week and a half, if that.
Sometimes, when these stories are hard to tell, hypnosis can be helpful.
I don't think I could be hypnotized. I mean, it's fine. I'm just not the type.
Put your feet on the floor.
Interesting. I like to see them exploring approaches that they haven't tried before, because you never really know what's going to help. I haven't heard of hypnosis for bipolar specifically, but it's also something I haven't really looked into. So I'm curious what treatment options are out there. I've heard more like the ECT or magnets or things like that.
Your hands in your lap.
I have heard it for therapy, though.
Breathe. Walk with me, walk with me.
Okay,
Go all the way down a long flight of stairs.
Ooh,
Go
stairs.
step by.
I can't blame her for being skeptical and kind of an ass about it, because like she's had it for 16 years. I think I've had my diagnosis for 3, and I mean I've known something's going on longer than that, but like I'm already kind of jaded and skeptical, and she's been having it for 16 years.
I step into the darkness down there.
Should we turn on a light? You know, for the stairs?
Walk with me down a hall that you know. At the end there's a door. It's a door that you've never laid eyes on before.
Narratively, taking a break from the bipolar talk for a second, I think if this is just another tried and failed treatment, it's going to feel like a repeated beat. And so I almost wonder if we're going to see genuine improvement here. But we're close enough to the midpoint that I think we're about to see a try-fail cycle where, again, it looks like genuine improvement, and then there's just some devastating collapse at the midpoint. That's just what my hunch is telling me. And this isn't me trying to predict or outsmart the musical. This is just me trying to read the narrative language that's being put down.
Open the door. Open the door. Can you hear me, Diana?
Yes.
Oh, did it work? Is she hypnotized?
Are you nervous?
No.
So I think that line right there is marking to us a difference from how she entered the room, because he asked her a very similar question and she said yes a little bit at first. So we've seen that she is indeed kind of changed here.
Good.
Oh, why does
Now.
Gabe, he looks worried.
Make up your mind to explore yourself. Make up your mind, you have stories to tell. Or searching your past for what sorrows may last. Then make up your mind to be well.
Di, you come home from these sessions in tears. Is this helping, or... Di?
It's so hard to know from the outside, and it's so hard to know from the inside if it's helping until you look at a longer picture of things. One of the things that helped me understand my own disorder the best was tracking my moods every day. There's like specific apps for it. I used one called eMoods, I think. But like that gives you such a clear picture, and you can see if there's improvement over time. But just going off gut instincts or in the moment things, you won't be able to really know. But I don't blame Dan for wanting to know, because like you just get hope.
Di.
We were both undergrads. Architecture. The baby wasn't planned. Neither was the
Oh, he's
marriage.
crying.
I'd always expected to be too busy, but when the baby came, it all seemed to make sense.
until he's not here, he's not here.
Oh, this is an attack on the son. Not like attacking the son's character or anything, but I think we're seeing like we're seeing all the support systems come together, and maybe we'll get a breakthrough. But this is me overanalyzing with structural math, which isn't always accurate and sometimes is a detriment to my analyses, but my brain just works that way. If we get a success here, it's going to be a failure at the midpoint, and a pretty bad one, I think. Are they about to overcome the hallucination?
I don't, you know. Make up your mind that you're strong enough. Make up your mind, let the truth be revealed. Admit what you've lost and live with the cost. At times it does hurt to be healed.
Oh, and there's so much pain in healing. Like, I love that lyric. I'm so torn on like the just try message, like tell yourself you can do it. Because in some ways, like, mentality is so impactful to healing and progress, but also there's a dangerous line there bleeding into like just if you're still having episodes, you aren't trying hard enough. But I think this is very specifically contained to her treatment of her grief, which, I mean, those principles still exist, but I don't know. I'd be fascinated from someone who's more familiar with this angle of things to provide some insight. But at this moment, I'm getting more narratively than I am from my own bipolar experience.
In our first session, you told me that talking through your history feels like it's about someone else.
Dissociation.
Make it about you.
Falling for good? Did she
Hey,
get rid of him?
I'm not
Sounds
supposed to be
wrong.
backstage. But
Oh,
for luck.
Did you see my parents out there?
Are you okay?
I love Henry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. My dad said they'd both be here.
Okay, well, I'm
Aw.
sure they will be.
Will they?
I
had
don't.
Natalie to and I know she knows.
They had Natalie to replace him. I think is what she was gonna say. Oh my gosh, what a bombshell.
I couldn't hold her in the hospital.
Where are they?
I couldn't let myself hold her.
That's the first time you've mentioned Natalie in weeks of therapy.
Apart from just the grief, also when you're in episodes, there's times where you just can't be present for the people that you love. And when it's a combination of that, where there seems to be an inciting event, I'm really, there's so much pain.
Gotta be kidding me. She's not there. She's not there. She's not there.
Make up your mind, you want clarity. Take what you know and then make it make sense. Just face what you fear, and soon it comes clear. The visions are just your defense.
I mean, I don't. Oh, it's so hard. What's she supposed to do? How is she supposed to show up when there's nothing left to give? And at the same time, how unfair is it for Natalie? Like, oh, it's just heartbreaking. I personally would be really, I think, not triggered like upset, triggered like I think I would go into some kind of spiraling episode if I had this doctor, just with the way he's talking. And people respond differently to different approaches, but for me, if I had this much just try harder rhetoric, I would be an absolute mess.
Thank you for coming,
Oh.
Natalie Goodman.
I wonder if she's going to be
Try
able
to
to.
understand what
Yeah.
all of this is doing to you and to your family.
Okay, I'm getting increasingly pissed off at this doctor. And that could just be my own way of how I've responded well to treatment. But I mean, at the same time, you do need to think of what you do to you and the family. Because if you're throwing away your medicine, that's affecting everyone. Oh, I'm so torn. This show doesn't have any good guys or bad guys.
Your grief for your son.
Oh my gosh.
Your distance from Natalie.
Oh, she's spiraling too.
Sorry, it's just,
And
you know what the problem with classical is?
is she about to hit them with a "you like jazz"? Gosh, I'm worried for Natalie because I don't think we fully know what causes bipolar, but I do know that there's a genetic component to it, or at least that's strongly suspected. I know at least there's a lot of people in my family. I won't get more specific than that for privacy, but like it can be a generational thing, and she's kind of at the earlier end of that age where it can start to manifest.
It's so rigid and structured. You have to play the notes on the page. There's no room for improvisation.
Oh no.
Catch me up.
Up your mind, you can exist. Make up your mind to be fully alive. Embrace what's inside. Replace what has died. And make up your mind, you'll survive.
Catch me, I'm falling.
Unresolved loss can lead to depression.
Catch me, I'm falling.
Fear of loss to anxiety.
Flying headfirst into fate. Catch me, I'm falling.
The more you hold on to something you've lost, the more you fear losing it.
Catch me.
Depression.
He says so many things that resonate with me, but just his approach in general is so off-putting. Where, like I said before, I won't repeat it too much. I would have to change doctors, but I hope she gets results with him.
Anxiety, depression, anxiety. One gives rise to the other. It becomes a cycle.
Catch me, I'm falling. Catch me, I'm falling. Catch me, I'm falling.
Wouldn't you like to be free from all of that, finally? Wouldn't you like to go home, clear out his things, maybe spend some time with your daughter, and let your son go
She needs that.
at last?
Oh, wasn't there an early line? You need to learn to let go?
Yes.
Oh, Natalie. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
and she
would.
leaves him behind. And I mean, therapy can be so helpful, but oh, this is so emotionally complicated. Oh. I mean, I really don't like that doctor, but he got results, it seems. I'm just curious if it's gonna last. And you never know with bipolar, because a lot of times you think you're seeing results and you're seeing a symptom. But I guess he'd be trained to see that. Oh wow, this is huge.
This
It's kind of a big thing
this
though.
is good. This is a good step.
That delivery, he's convincing himself too. This is one of, like, I can't pick a favorite character just because I resonate so much with everyone. Like he's just grasping for anything that'll help. No, this is too early for a win. This is too early for a win. Maybe it's gonna subvert things, but she's going through this alone. That's gonna be so triggering. Ah. I can't even imagine how devastating that would be. And this is where everyone's got their own experience. Like, I've gone through a lot, but I haven't gone through this. Oh, the tiny shoes. Oh. And she's feeling it and grieving it. But I don't think she's medicated. And this is dangerous. This is dangerous. It's framing it as a good thing. My spidey senses are tingling. Oh, this is hard to watch.
I saw you light the ballroom with your sparkling eyes blue, graceful as an angel's wing. I dreamed to dance with you.
This is beautiful. And she's holding it like a baby. Oh, he's packing his things.
You whispered slyly, softly. You told me you would be true.
I don't like that this is comforting me right now. I mean, I enjoy the comfort, but I don't like what that means, like the narrative implications of that.
We spun around 1,000 stars. I dreamed to dance with you. I know the night is dying, dear.
Is this her goodbye to
I
him?
know the day will dawn.
Oh, I'm so on edge. I am so on edge. She's making progress, but she doesn't have that safety buffer of medication. But how are you supposed to tell her that she needs that when it was devastating? But there's no good answers. I'm so on edge, despite this gorgeous song.
Dancers may disappear, still the dance goes on. And on.
I don't.
I'll wake alone tomorrow.
I don't like the weakening that's happened of her connections slowly to Natalie and Dan over the course of this first act, because that's weakening her support systems and also increasing her perceived sense of burden, being a burden. And like the show has expressly flagged other characters describing her as a burden, especially Natalie. Even though it's not with malice, but perceived burdensomeness or whatever it's called is a key risk for suicidality. And that's, like I said, 1 in 5. Last episode, people with bipolar died of suicide. We also have access to means there. People often understand oh no this is this setting up a suicide attempt? That would be quite the midpoint. There's access to means there with knives. She also has, I'm not going to get into all the details, but it's not always, or it's rarely an impulsive thing as much as it is a practiced thing, at least according to work of people like Thomas Joyner, who's studied it a lot. And it's there's so many red flags here. They're just very, very quiet red flags, and I'm very on edge. Because he wasn't there, but he was also anchoring her.
Forever, love. I'll live to dance with you. I'll dream my love. I'll live my love. And I'll die to dance with.
You'll die to dance? No. Oh my gosh, don't be what I think this is.
There's a world I know, a place we can go where the pain will go away. There's a world where the sun shines each day.
And often that's how it feels, isn't necessarily a want to die, but just a want for the pain to stop. But also, like, oftentimes it is just a want to die. But it's such a real thing for people who deal with this. I'm gonna feel silly if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong.
There's a world out there. I'll show you just where, and in time I know you'll see. There's a world where we can be free.
She's just suffering so much.
Come with me.
Goodman, Diana.
Come with me.
Discovered unconscious at home.
Ah, shit.
There's a world where we can be free.
Multiple razor wounds to wrists and forearms, self-inflicted.
Come with me.
Saline rinse, sutures, gauze, IV antibiotics, isolated, sedated, and restrained. Damn it.
I mean, as much as I dislike that doctor, he was trying. Like, he was trying hard, and he was informed. But it's sometimes it's just it's a failure of the system by nature of what it is. And that affects everyone. Like, it affects everyone. And it's not a selfish thing of Diana, and also it doesn't just affect Diana. I'm glad that she's, well, safe isn't the right word. I mean, it's the reality. And for me, getting personal, it's terrifying looking at it, knowing that statistically there's a chance that one day things, I don't know, it's a really scary representation, but it feels like a faithful representation.
ECT is indicated.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Oh, ECT is electroconvulsive therapy, and it's one of the fastest ways to turn things around for a lot of people. They see really good success with it. I've never done it, but it's something I've looked into, and I might have to one day if things continue being progressive. But I know, like, it's not risk-free. They have to, I think, put you under, and there can be some side effects. I don't know what they are at the top of my head. But generally it's safe and effective and just has a bad reputation because it sounds kind of barbaric. Oh, I feel so much relief. Okay.
I mean, they still do that?
We do, yes. It's the standard in cases like this. She has a long history of drug therapy resistance, and she's acutely suicidal. It's really our best option.
Yeah.
It's kind of terrifying.
It's not.
It is terrifying. You shouldn't downplay it, but also like, oh, it's not what people think it is. Oh, I feel so much relief. Maybe it is a positive, well, not positive given what just happened, but maybe she could turn a corner.
The electricity involved is barely enough to light a 100-watt bulb.
Yeah.
Well, if it's just a 100-watt bulb.
It's safer than crossing the street, and the short-term success rate is over 80%.
All right. Oh, I appreciate this so much. Like that it's conveying that it can be helpful. Like this can be a life-saving portrayal. Whereas like raising awareness of it being safe like that can genuinely save lives rather than scare people away.
Thought she was better.
Oh.
Sometimes patients regain just enough strength to follow through on suicidal impulses, but
Right.
not enough to resist them.
Right. That's especially common in mixed episodes where you have the positive or the depressive side and the mania at the same time, because then you have all of the depression and often suicidality, and you actually have the energy to do something about it, which is why it's so important to know what to look for, so that you can treat it like the emergency it is.
Well, that seems very messed up.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Legally, we need her consent, and hospital policy says we need yours too.
I don't think she's gonna go for
Mr.
this.
Goodman, I can administer the ECT, and you can take her home in 3 weeks, or I can keep her sedated for another 48 hours, discharge her, and wait for her to try again.
Oh, that's a tough shot to look at.
Go home, take the night.
I mean, the other choice is this happens again, like
Talk
he
to her in
said.
the morning.
Oh, I love the representation of that here.
Standing in this room, well, I wonder what comes now. I know I have to help her, but hell if I know how.
Oh,
And all the times that I've been told the way her illness goes, the truth of it is no one really knows.
right.
And every day, this act we act gets more and more absurd. And all my fears just sit inside me screaming to be heard. I know
I think it would be easy to look at him and be like, why is he looking at this situation happening with Diana and being like, poor me? But that's not what's going on. Like, it's something that affects an entire system, and this musical is portraying that beautifully. And like, how could he not be heavily affected by this?
they won't know, not a single word. I was here at her side when she called, when she cried. How could she leave me on my own? Will it work, this cure? There's no way to be sure. But I'm weary to the bone, and whenever she goes flying, I keep my feet right on the ground. Oh, now
And he has to clean up the blood, which is harsh to look at, but also like narratively, he's the one who has to clean up the messes because she's not in a place where she can. Like this character, Dan, he tries so much and he goes through so much.
I need a lift, and there's no one around. And I never had to face a world without her at my side. Now I'm strolling right beside her as the black hole opens wide. Mine is just a slower suicide.
I mean, it's got to feel like that. It's hard to watch because I know it's a real feeling that especially partners of people who have bipolar disorder go through. But as someone who has it, I just feel like I'm so sorry I did that to you, or I might do that to you. Not this specifically, but like put someone through the experience of living with it, because it's a whole system. Like I keep saying, this is an unpleasant image.
I've been here for the show, every high, every low, but it's the worst we've ever known.
Yeah, and it can be
She's
progressive.
been hurt.
Or it's I don't know how debated it is whether or not it's progressive, but in my experience, it's felt that way, and like I can track it that way.
And how, but I can't give up now.
If I'll let him finish this
I've
line.
never been alone.
So he can't give up because he's never been alone. He's scared of being alone, and he's holding on. But like, there's a real conversation to be had, and I'm saying this as someone with bipolar. Of at what point is it doing more harm to the partner to stay? And it's so hard if you have bipolar and have a partner, or if you're a partner of someone who has bipolar. There's a book called Loving Someone with Bipolar Disorder that's just life-changing, like life-saving, genuinely. If you take nothing else away from this video, check out that book. I get emotional just thinking about how much it helped.
I could never be alone.
Oh.
Why didn't you take me with you?
Don't see a lot of you these days. This Henry, a good influence.
At least Henry's there
Like-
for her.
Compared to what?
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh.
The after effects are minimal. You'll feel like you have a bit of a hangover.
Oh, thank goodness.
Mom, please don't let them do this. It causes brain damage.
Oh, your mother's in for a
Oh,
new
yeah.
treatment, ECT.
Okay.
Okay, it causes brain damage, but do you know what else causes brain damage? Mania. And I don't know if ECT causes brain damage, actually. But, like, he's the villain. He's the villain of this. If there is one, and there isn't. But if there was, like, manic episodes cause lasting brain damage, from what I understand.
Elemental P, what is that?
Electroconvulsive therapy and shock therapy.
A minority of patients have reported some memory loss, but it's
That's
usually
the
not
side
much
effect.
memory.
Yeah. I remember when I was looking into it on Reddit, which, I mean, you do what you can when you're looking into things. Not the best place. And also when I've talked about it with doctors, that I guess when I talked to one psychiatrist specifically, we talked about it as an option. But then when I was looking into it, people who have had memory loss, it tends to be not as much as you would think, but still losing memory at all is terrifying.
You know how much memory you've lost? If you've lost it?
You're kidding, right? Dad, that's bull!
Now language.
And this is reflecting, I think, the perception of it. Like, it does sound wild. Like, it sounds like, how could you possibly do this to someone? But it's such an effective, life-saving thing. Like, it's a net good.
You said it's like becoming a new person.
It's bull! She trusts you!
Natalie!
Didn't I see this movie with McMurphy and the nurse? That hospital was heavy, but this cuckoo's nest is worse. Isn't this the one where in the end the good guys fry? Didn't I see this movie and didn't I cry? Didn't I cry?
The modern procedure is clean and simple. Hundreds
Right.
of thousands of patients receive it every year.
Okay, Dr. Madden's coming around for me. Yeah, listen to him.
What makes you think I'd lose my mind for you? I'm no sociopath. I'm no sociopath.
But it like she's making these references to things, and that's the thing is when there's I think it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. When there's pop culture that portrays it in a scary light, that can actively prevent people from seeking out treatment, like we're seeing here.
Sorry, Doc, I'm through. I know where this is going, and I know what you're about. 'Cause I have seen this movie, and I walked out.
I think I'm getting emotional for everyone here. Like, doctors are doctors, but doctors are people, and doctors feel things. Any kind of mental health professional, like, how do you not feel things for people you talk with and work with and care about? Like, you have to care on some level, and I'm sure that there's healthy ways of compartmentalizing, but he's trying and he cares, and he's probably scared too. Um, but I appreciate him being the voice of reason here.
I'm walking.
Oh, I hope he talks her into it.
One light shines in the drive. One single sign that our house is alive. Our house, our own. So why do I live there alone?
Oh.
Tell me why.
Let me pause for a narrative second. We're at the midpoint. And you can have, like, midpoints can be a success or they can be a failure. But it's going to be one or the other. That's the stupidest insight I've given this whole video. But I don't know what direction it's going to take it.
I wait through the night. And why do I leave on the light? You know, I know, our house was a home long ago. Take this chance, 'cause it may be our last to be free, to let go of the past and to try to be husband and wife, to let love never die, or to just live our life. Take my
I don't blame her for being scared, even if it's the first time she's heard about it. But I like that there's an option that could work.
hand and let me take your heart. Keep it far from what keeps us apart. Let us start with a light in the dark. Night falls, I stare at the walls. I wake and wander the halls.
I get lost in these
And I
halls.
ache to the bone.
It's like nothing I've known.
They're both just going through it in such similar and different ways.
I can't get through this alone. Take this chance, and we'll make a new start, somewhere far from what keeps us apart.
Like, he's acting out of fear, but he's also being incredibly loving here. Like, yeah.
And I swear that somewhere in the night there's a light.
Oh, I hope it helps.
A light in the dark.
Oh, I hope so badly it helps. Okay, there's a stopping point. Oh, and that's about where our midpoint is. I don't trust it necessarily. It's portrayed it so well. I I hope with the ECT, I feel so conflicted because like narratively where we are, it's positioned to fail, but that would be so disappointing because that could actively prevent if it goes poorly. Like, yeah, sometimes it goes poorly, but that could actively prevent people who genuinely need it, who it could literally save their lives. Like, remember that statistic I said from getting treatment. And at the same time, this isn't a clean cut situation, and there are risks. Oh, don't disappoint me! Don't disappoint me! Don't disappoint me! Ugh. Narrative me says this is going wrong, and it would make sense narratively. It would just be disappointing to put that over life-saving representation of showing it go right. But it can't go right. It's too early for it to go right. So it's going to go wrong. But it's been so good, so why would it go wrong? Like, well, the representation's been so good. I'm reacting to something I haven't even seen. All right. If it goes wrong, I'm going to just keep going so I find out soon. But I'll find out. That would be really, really tough for me, I think, to stomach. But narratively, it would make sense, and I could see the artistic, creative decision, and I'm just anticipating it now. Okay, if you enjoy this and you want to see what happens when I find out, head over to Patreon, and if you're on Patreon, just be patient, and we'll find out soon. I hope you're enjoying this. I adore this musical so far. It's a hard watch, but I enjoy it. And I'll see you all in the next one.